All right, how's it going, everybody? Oh, let me mute you guys. Figure out how to do that. There it is. So welcome once again to this ongoing series of short videos on the subject of the Greek magical papyri tarot. It's always fun for me to talk about it a little bit more. This has been a little bit of a melancholy week, a bit of a mixed week, because I was really expecting the cards to arrive last week, and then this week I finally wrote and was like, "Hey, what's going on? I thought these were coming," and I guess they've been caught up in customs or something like that. But he said they're not even coming this week at all. So I've been starting to get lots of messages from people. So hopefully you will watch this video and you won't have to send me a message saying, "Hey, have you started shipping it?" I promise. I've actually printed a bunch of postage at this point. I think I've printed about 60 postages, which is just a little over 10% of all the postage that needs to be printed. And it was about $500. So you can get a sense of how much it's costing to print all the postage. But I was expecting to be able to ship some of that stuff out, and now I'm sitting on a bunch of postage. But that's okay. I'll continue buying postage, and I actually just went outside in my front yard. There's like a mountain of priority mail mailers and stuff from the post office that I ordered a couple of weeks ago. They arrived today, so things are coming in and everything's getting ready to happen. But it's not. I don't have the cards. I have scrolls, banners, and casting cloths. I have a 10 by 10 storage space that is like packed with stuff, and I still have 2 pallets of tarot coming. So luckily a lot of it's going out, but a lot of it is extra stuff that I made too. So I'm not sure how I'm going to manage all that storage once once everything has been shipped out. But so that's the situation that we're in. This has been a fun and interesting process, but definitely a learning process about how quickly and slowly things get printed when you do them in large quantities. I didn't realize, because previous to doing this project, I think I've printed 250 of things before a couple of times, but that's the absolute most I've ever printed. And I don't remember it taking so long to happen then, because that's still a significant number. But this 2000, apparently it has to be shipped via cargo carrier. I guess it weighs about 2 tons. So that's another interesting thing that's going to be interesting, carrying 2 tons of things around for a while. So yeah, so that's where things are at. I don't really have anything more planned to say about the tarot itself, but if anyone has any questions, go ahead and shoot. In the meantime, I was planning on putting all of the things back up on Etsy that, because I thought the cards were coming. I was planning on doing that, and I haven't. So I'll probably put up the other parts of it that I actually do have, like the casting cloths and stuff. And I've actually been making up a bunch of different spell scrolls. And one of the things that I'm doing is that a number of you actually purchased a consecration spell scroll as a part of an add-on, either during the campaign or from Etsy. And then we crossed a mark in the stretch goals where I said I was going to give everyone a spell scroll. So what I'm doing is I'm making extra spell scrolls that relate to things that you might have put in your order. In other words, if you have a Hecate banner, some people have like a Hecate banner and a Hecate candle in their order. So for you, I'm going to send you a copy of my version of the Orphic Hymn to Hecate, for example. Not every person has an exact, they haven't necessarily purchased something that really correlates with a particular spell. So in that case, what I'm doing is I'm actually consulting the Greek Magical Papyri Tarot and sending you a spell scroll that is given to you by the gods. So if you get you'll notice that you have a weird spell scroll in your thing that you didn't ask for, and you don't know why you would get it, because I mean, the gods coming to me through a deck of cards, it's possible they may send something that you won't know why they sent it, but you may get a fun spell scroll in the mail in the next few weeks. So that's something to be excited about and to look forward to, despite my constant delays that I keep having to report to you. I you know, the part of the challenge is that I'm dealing with, I mean, the printer is out of the picture at this point, but his English was like pretty good. But then on the state side, there's like this management company that received the container ship and paid the, you know, I paid the customs through them for it, or the whatever the Trump tax that we now have to pay on things from China, which wasn't high, by the way. And so, you know, his English is, I think he speaks well, but he doesn't use, what's what I'm looking for. He doesn't conjugate his verbs correctly most of the time. Like when I spoke to him on the phone, it was, we communicated clearly, because in that there's more tonalities and stuff in there, but a lot of times in emails I have to read it through 3 or 4 times to actually understand what he's saying, because he'll put all the words in, but not necessarily in the correct way in which we would organize them as native English speakers. So I felt that we'd had a communication in which he said it was going to be arriving like 2 weeks ago, but I think maybe I just was being hopeful that his sort of garbled English was saying that, but in fact, he wasn't actually saying that. So my fault for building up people's expectations, you know, more than they should have been. But at the same time, the date that he's now given me, which he said it's going to be here on the 16th of February, which just sounds like baloney to me, because it's in New Jersey right now, and I don't see how that trip is 2 weeks. But I mean, I really don't have any power or agency in the situation. All I can do is say, oh, great, thanks. There's a part of me that wants to go get like a power boat and go out to the container ship and just get it, because I feel like that would be faster. But then I would have 2 tons of boxes on a power boat, and that probably wouldn't end up working out well for us. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to wait. And they'd probably consider me a pirate if I approached the ship demanding them to open up a storage container for me. So anyway, no one has any questions. So if I'm going to let you go. Okay, great seeing you all. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Oh, there's someone in the waiting room. I'm going to let her in, and then I'm going to. Alicia, I'm sorry I left you in the waiting room for so long. I've been just blah, blah, blahing, and you can watch the video that which I gave my longer, blah, blah, blah. And in the meantime, I'll just tell you that I was just talking about my continuous annoying delays, and not my delays, but the delays of the shipping people, and that I have purchased a bunch of postage, and that a lot of stuff is completely ready to go. And we'll just, I'm in a wait and see. They had never given me an exact date before, but he did say something about next week. And so I thought, and that was a couple weeks ago. So I thought last week I was going to receive them, but it turns out I'm not going to receive them for another 2 weeks, I think, or week and 3/4. So, but they're coming. I know they are. And, you know, the shipment will commence as soon as they're here. And I already have a bunch of boxes arriving and things getting ready to happen. So anyway, I don't want to bore everyone forever. So I will talk to you next week, and hopefully I will have good news about further progress on them coming, or other things being prepared for as hasty as possible to ship out. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.